folks, welcome back to another Talk Coventry City video. Today I'm joined by my sister Sophie again, and today we're going to be predicting the Championship table for the 2020-2021 season in full. How are we feeling about this?
Well, I've played it fairly safe, so we'll see.
Gone with what the bookies have basically
yes,
said.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so let's get straight into it. Alphabetically, we're going to start with Barnsley Football Club. Now, Barnsley just stayed up in the Championship last season. They had a pretty poor season in the relegation zone for most of the season, but right at the end they picked up some results and scored in the last minute at Brentford to stay up. So they just about stayed up, and I think if they can carry that form from the end of the season into next season, then I think they can have a decent season. So I've actually predicted Barnsley to finish 17th this season. What have you put them?
I've gone for 20th because I don't think they're bad enough to go down, but I don't think they're really going to challenge much. So yeah, I've gone with 20th.
Okay. Moving on to the next team, which is Coventry City's landlords, Birmingham City. Now, Birmingham had a pretty average season last season. Coventry played them twice in the FA Cup, very evenly matched. So I've put them roughly where I'm going to put Coventry. So I've put Birmingham City 16th in the table.
Okay, I've gone with 14th, so in my table just above Coventry. We'll see if they invest at all. So I think they're going to finish roughly mid-table.
Okay. Moving on to the next team, we have Blackburn Rovers, led by Tony Mowbray. Quite a few former Coventry City players there, like Adam Armstrong. I think they've got quite a decent team. So I'm going to back Blackburn to have a decent season next season. So I've actually put Blackburn Rovers 7th next season.
Okay, I've gone a little bit lower with 11th. I don't think they're going to be pushing playoffs, but they are a decent team, so that's what I've gone with 11th.
Okay, moving on to the next team, it's the first of the relegated teams, Bournemouth Football Club. After 5 or 6 years in the Premier League, they are now back down in the Championship. Parted ways with Eddie Howe. They've lost Nathan Ake to Man City. They might lose some more players before the season starts, so I think they're actually going to struggle. I don't think they'll be in the bottom half, but I've put them to finish 13th, so that is actually the bottom half, but that's mid-table. But I just think that Bournemouth, I can't see them having that good of a season. I know the bookies will have put them high up, but I'd just put them mid-table. I've played it safe with Bournemouth.
See, I don't think they're going to finish in the automatics. I've put them in 4th place.
Okay.
I think they are going to have to sell some of their good players. I don't think they've sold many yet, but I don't think they're going to do terrible because they are quite a good team. But they've got this new manager in, so yeah, we'll see how he does.
Yeah, we'll see if he's any good. Moving on to the next team then, it's Brentford. So Brentford really should be in the Premier League. They were amazing last season and they had a really good chance to get into the automatics and blew it, and West Brom went up in 2nd place, and then Brentford bottled it in the playoff final as well to their neighbours Fulham. So they're in the Championship again next season. Most people's favourites and then my favourites as well. I've put Brentford first, so I think Brentford are going to win the league next season.
Okay, I've gone with 3rd, and I've put as well if they keep their best players, because I think they're going to have to sell a few. If they do keep hold of their best players, they're definitely going to be in the top 3 for me.
Yeah, Brentford, very good team, obviously, playing at their new ground next season, so we'll see how they get on. Next team then is Bristol City. Now, Bristol City had a very decent start last season. They're one of the strong teams in the Championship, in my opinion, but they fell away last season and they actually finished mid-table. So I'm actually going to go for, where have I put Bristol City? I've put them 15th. So I think they're going to have another mid-table-ish season, but they're very capable of being in the top half and maybe even challenging for the top 6, but I've put them 15th.
Yeah, so I've gone with 12th place. I don't know a great deal about Bristol City. I know they're not a bad team, so I've kind of played it safe and just put them mid-table there.
Okay, fair enough. Next up is Cardiff City. Now, Cardiff City had a decent season last year. They finished in the playoffs. I think they finished 5th. In the end, they lost to... Did they lose to Brentford or Fulham? I think they lost to Fulham in the playoffs. So I'm going to go for playoffs again for Cardiff. I've actually put them 3rd. I think they're going to have a good season next year, Cardiff. I think their manager's Neil Harris. He's a decent manager. So I think they're a decent team. They've got a decent fan base. I've put Cardiff in the playoffs, 3rd place.
So I've gone for 7th place, so just outside the playoffs.
Yeah.
They are obviously a decent team, but yeah, I don't know if they're going to finish in the playoffs. They might just miss out towards the end. I think they're going to definitely push for it, but I think they're going to finish roughly 7th place.
Okay, that's fair enough. Right, next up is Coventry City, our team. First season back in the Championship after 8 years in League 1 and League 2, so an 8-year absence. It's a big step up now from League 1 to the Championship. Obviously we won the league by default or whatever, we probably would have won the league anyway, so I think we're very capable of doing well in the Championship, but it is a massive step up. So I've actually put Coventry City 14th. I think defensively we should be okay. I think maybe before the season starts, if we can get 1 or 2 more strikers in, just get some firepower up front, if we get some goals in us we might even finish higher than that, but I've put Coventry City 14th.
I've gone a little bit lower, I've gone 16th. So our Birmingham and Coventry ones are swapped around, aren't they?
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
So yeah, I've gone with 16th because I think we will stay up. We've got a decent team, we have invested in some new players. I do think we need at least one other striker to help out with Godden and Biano.
Yeah, definitely.
We really need a good striker to help out there. But yeah, I don't think we're bad enough to go down. We've got a really solid defence and I really rate our keeper as well.
Yeah, Morose is a decent keeper, so yeah, we both put Coventry just below mid-table, so we'll see if that happens, and let's move on to the next team. So next team is Derby County. Where did they finish last season? I think it was just outside the playoffs. They've obviously got Wayne Rooney. They're always a top half Championship team. They're really good, but they're bottlers, they're bottle jobs. They get to the playoffs and they lose. So I've actually predicted them to finish in the playoffs. I've predicted Derby County to finish 6th, but they'll probably go and lose the playoffs if that happens. But I put Derby County 6th.
Yeah, I've gone with Derby in 5th, so very close.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
Again, they're a very good team. They've got good players. They're definitely, in my opinion, going to finish top half of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to go up. If they do finish in the playoffs, I think they will bottle it. I can't see them going into the Prem, sadly for them, because they're a good team.
Yeah, yep, I agree with that. Next up we've got Huddersfield Town. Now they had a pretty poor season last season. They were in that bottom sort of 6 or 7 teams, but they did just stay up. I've gone for them to finish down there again next season. I've actually put Huddersfield 20th. I really don't rate them. I don't think they've got a lot going for them. Obviously a decent club, decent fan base. If they can get things right, then it'd be great for them. But I just think they're going to struggle again next season. So I've put Huddersfield 20th.
Yeah, so very close again. I've gone 19th place for Huddersfield.
Okay.
Again, another team I don't know a great deal about. I know that they're not terrible again, but I don't know many of their players. I don't know who the manager is. So yeah, I've gone kind of safe there and similar to last season.
I don't know if they brought in a new manager. They got rid of their manager right at the end of the season, so we'll see. But yeah, I just don't fancy Huddersfield next season. Next up, we've got Luton Town. Now, obviously, a pretty smallish club that just stayed up last season, so you know, fair play to them. They did really well at the end of the season, like Barnsley. Do I think they'll stay up next season? No. I've put them 22nd, so they're just going to get relegated. Obviously, they could easily prove me wrong. They proved a lot of people wrong last season, but put Luton to be relegated. But we'll see what happens. I think they've just not got enough to stay up, though.
So interestingly, I've also got them in the relegation zone. I've got them in 23rd place. Again, their ground as well, we've been to it, it's very, very strange.
Yeah.
I kind of like it in a weird way, but...
Yeah, it's in someone's back garden.
I do think they're going to go down and be part of that relegation zone as well.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on to the next team then, we're halfway through. Middlesbrough, so they're the most northern club in this division, no Sunderland, no Newcastle in this league. Now, they struggled last season, but right at the end they brought in Neil Warnock, I think. Yeah. And I think if they hold on to him for the majority of next season and they get a couple of decent players in, I think they could be a decent team. They're obviously a pretty big club. I've put them to finish in the top half. I've put Middlesbrough 10th for next season.
Okay, so I've gone a little bit lower. I've gone for 15th. I know they've got Neil Warnock now. I don't know if they've made many player signings. Yeah, they're a big club, so they should be finishing higher, but yeah we'll see.
Yep, no, I agree. Next up we've got Millwall Football Club. Obviously, decent team actually. They keep consistently finishing in the top half of the Championship, but always just outside the playoffs. So I've gone for them to do the same next year. I've put Millwall to finish 8th next season. Obviously a decent club. It'd be amazing to see them get promoted to the Premier League. Obviously locking horns with West Ham, that'd be amazing. But yeah, Millwall are a decent club. I put them 8th.
Yeah, I've gone very similar again. 9th place for Millwall. They're a good team. They're definitely going to be top half or challenging top half. But yeah, I don't know if they're good enough to be in like pushing for promotion places.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Next up is Norwich City, so another team that got relegated last season. And for me, although they were absolutely dreadful in the Premier League last season, they only got like 20-something points. I think they're going to be really strong in the Championship. It's how Norwich work. They're really weak in the Premier League. They don't really invest that much. Yeah, then they come down to the Championship and they're one of the stronger teams and they seem to go back up. So I'm going to predict them to go back up again. I've put them second, so they're going to go up with Brentford, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I've gone with the same. I've put them in second place.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. It's like they're not good enough for the Prem, but they're almost too good for the Championship, so they're in between. So I do think they're going to go up automatically next season. Yeah,
obviously they've got some good players. If they can hang on to some of their better players like Campbell or Pukki, obviously signed Sam McCallum from Coventry. We'll see how he gets on. We'll obviously be playing against him next season, but they've got decent players, so we'll see what happens with Norwich. But I think, they'll probably go up next season. Next up then, we have Nottingham Forest. In my opinion, probably the biggest club in the division. They bottled it last season though. They were in the playoffs for most of the season, and then on the final day they lost 4-1 to Stoke and finished 7th. They fell outside the playoffs. I've gone for them to finish in the playoffs though next year. I've put Nottingham Forest 4th.
Okay, so I've gone in playoffs again, but 6th place. So I think they're just going to get it. Again, big team. They're a good team as well, so I do think they're going to be in the playoffs and they're going to do quite well next year.
Yep, that's fair enough. We've got pretty similar predictions, haven't we? Next up is Preston North End, another decent, solid top half club in my opinion. I have put them 12th, so slap bang in the middle of the table. Decent club, no danger that they're going to get relegated, but I don't know if they've got enough to get into the top 6. So mid-table for me with Preston.
I've gone a little bit higher with Preston. I think they might finish 8th.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think they may do quite well next season, but not good enough to obviously push on for the playoffs.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I don't think they're going to get relegated or be even close to that.
Yep. Okay, the next team is Queen's Park Rangers, so a decent club in London. But they've not been too impressive in recent years in the Championship. I've put them to finish 18th next season. I just don't think they're that great. Obviously not in danger of relegation, but I just don't think they're that great. They might prove me wrong, but I put Queen's Park Rangers 18th.
Yeah, I've gone with 18th as well. They're a bit inconsistent.
Yeah.
They're not terrible, but they're not the best either. So yeah, 18th place I think is a pretty good guess for them. Yeah,
we've agreed there. The next team is Reading Football Club. Obviously another former Premier League club. In my opinion, they're a bit like Queen's Park Rangers. I think they're going to finish 19th. I just don't fancy Reading to do that well next season. Obviously, once again, I don't think they'll get relegated. They're too good for that, in my opinion. But I just don't think they're that good to finish in the top half. So 19th for Reading.
Yeah, I've got them in 17th. For me, Reading just seems like a Championship club. I can't see them pushing up onto the Premier League. Not yet anyway, and I can't see them going down to League One either. So I think they're going to finish bottom half of the Championship.
Yeah, no, that's fair for Reading. The next team is Rotherham United, so the team that came up automatically with Coventry City. We saw them twice last season, obviously destroyed us at their place 4-0, fair play to them. Then we drew 1-1 with them at home. Very decent team, but they're a bit of a yo-yo club, so they're always too strong for League One, but they get in the Championship and they struggle. But I have tipped them to just survive. I've put them 21st, so Rotherham are just going to survive in my opinion.
So I've actually got them in the relegation zone in 22nd place. I think there's going to be a little bit of a challenge between them and Sheffield Wednesday as to who's going to go down in that position for me.
Yeah.
They're not a bad club.
No,
but
no.
I don't know if they're going to make it in the Championship. Again, I've not seen them make signings. They might have done, but I've not seen it. So I've put them in the relegation zone.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Next up, we have Sheffield Wednesday. Now, as of what's the date? Something of August. They have been given a minus 12-point deduction. So in my opinion, especially after how they played last season, they weren't even that great. I think if they'd have been hit with the deduction last season, they would have been relegated. I think Sheffield Wednesday are actually going to finish bottom. Wednesday fans are going to hate this, but I just think it's a really hard margin to overturn. I feel bad for them. It's obviously not the fans' fault. It's not the players' fault. They shouldn't be getting punished, but it's what the Football League do. They're bloody useless. So I put Wednesday to get relegated. I'd love it if they survived, but for me, I just think it's an easy prediction. If you've got minus 12, I just think you're going to get relegated. Sorry, Sheffield Wednesday, but you're 24th.
I've actually got them to finish 21st place, so I think they're going to just stay up. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think they are going to do it. Yeah, 12-point deduction is a lot to overcome, but it might drive the players on even more to play, so we'll see if they make it or not.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's all down to how they start the season. If they get points straight away, then they could get rid of that -12 and obviously start catching up. If they have a slow start, then they could really be playing catch up the whole season. Wednesday, like I said, great club. They've got a decent team, so they're very capable of staying up. But I just think they're going to go down. You take them to survive, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see, yeah.
The next team then is Stoke City. So obviously a pretty big club for the Championship. Got relegated a couple of seasons ago. They're always a bookie's favourites to finish in the top half, but recently they've been pretty poor in the Championship. They're always in the bottom half. I have tipped them to finish mid-table though. Stoke City are going to finish 11th in my opinion.
Okay, I've gone for 13th again.
Yeah,
They're a decent club. They get good players, but they just don't seem to perform well there. Yeah, they are quite a big club, so I do think they're going to do decent. But again, they're very, very inconsistent. They can win one game and then get panned the next. So
yeah,
I put them in 13th place.
Yeah, that seems fair. And the next team is Swansea City, who snuck into the playoffs last season. A really decent season for them. They finished 6th. This season, I think they're going to finish just a tiny bit lower. I've gone for 9th for Swansea City. Obviously a decent club, very capable of getting into the top 6, but I've put them 9th.
Yeah, very similar. I've gone for 10th place for similar reasons. They're not a bad team, so they're going to finish top table for me.
Yep, okay, fair enough. We've got 2 teams left now, both beginning with W. First is Watford, so they got relegated last season. A crazy season for them. They started really badly in the Premier League. They then did really well when Nigel Pearson came in, and with 2 games to go they sacked him because their owners are idiots, and then they got relegated, so that was, it serves them right, their owners. They've now got a new manager. They always replace their managers, which is really weird, but they're a very decent club. If they hold on to their good players, they are very capable of getting promoted. I don't know if they will hold on to their best players, so I've gone for them to just finish inside the playoffs. I've put Watford 5th.
Okay, I've gone for them to finish 1st place.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've gone the 2 W's opposite ends of the tables.
Oh.
Watford, I think, if they keep hold of their players, they're going to have a very, very strong season.
Yeah.
But I think Sarr's been linked with Liverpool. I don't know if Deeney's 100% going to stay, but if they can keep hold of all these good players, then yeah, I think they're going to finish 1st place.
Yeah, they're very capable of getting promoted. Genuinely, we're doing this prediction very early on. There's about a month till the season starts, so we're brave predicting now. But it really comes down to what kind of players they have by the start of the season, because they are very capable, if they hold on to their best players, of doing really well. And then the last team is Wycombe Wanderers, so the smallest team in the league. A surprise package, really good season in League One, got promoted through the playoffs. It's brilliant to see a small team in the Championship. Do you think they'll stay up?
Sadly not. I think they're going to finish bottom.
Okay.
I like them as a team, but they're small. They've got a small budget, and I wasn't that impressed with them last season. Yeah, they got promoted, but they didn't impress me. So I think they're going to go back down. I'd like them to stay up, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, very similarly, I put Wycombe 23rd, only to finish above Sheffield Wednesday. It would be amazing if they did stay up, but I just don't know if they will. I've put them 23rd, so we've both put them to get relegated. And that concludes today's video then. Cheers for watching if you've stayed until the end, and I hope you're not too upset if we've put your team very low down the table. It's all an opinion, obviously. We don't know if we're going to be right. We probably won't be, but we'll see what happens. There's obviously a month till the season. Really excited, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace out.